Sorry guys, my phone disconnected. But this is part 2 of my story with race. And so like I was saying, my friend in LA, my first roommate, when she was telling me about race in America, I remember it did hit me hard. And I remember thinking and feeling like, wow, like she knows something that I'm just completely ignorant to and clueless about. But it still didn't go deep enough in my heart. So then my other old good friend, her name's Debra Jane, and she was looking to buy a house. This is in LA again, and we were in a kind of like a ritzy neighborhood, upper class neighborhood, and so we were waiting, just in the neighborhood, parked, waiting for the realtor, and then all of a sudden a cop car pulls up behind us. And they were like, well, someone called the cops for an unidentified, vehicle in the neighborhood. And I was like, what? And that was the first time, guys, and only, by the way, overt, that I experienced overt racism, like on that level. And I mean, when I tell you that bursted my bubble, my whole, colorblind, this idyllic bubble world that I was in, it completely bursted it. And I was shocked, I was stunned, I had so many emotions. And mind you, my friend Debra Jane, she grew up in Orange County, and her story was similar to mine. Grew up in a white world, first black, family in the neighborhood. But she had a very negative experience. She experienced a lot of racism growing up throughout her childhood. And so for her, the cops being called was nothing. Like, she was like, oh, just another day being black in America. Whereas I am like hyperventilating. I'm like, what's going on? I can't breathe. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And so, so crazy enough, that experience that started my journey of understanding, race relations in America. But I would have to say that what has happened recently with George Floyd has literally hit my heart the hardest. And I feel like Moses in so many ways, where Moses grew up, in this Egyptian world, but he was a Hebrew. But it wasn't until he was older that he realized, oh my gosh, I'm Hebrew, those are my people, and they're being persecuted. And God literally sent him to go and rescue them. And so that's how I feel. I feel like I grew up in this white world, but then it wasn't until later on in life that I'm like, wait, I'm black though. And my people are being oppressed. This is wrong. This hurts. And so I feel like God wants me to now step up and start speaking on this and saying something. And really from the perspective of his heart, his love, because the world is hurting. The nation is hurting. Black people are hurting right now. And God's heartbeat for them is, I'm turning things around for you. I love you. I'm going to rescue you through this. You're going to see my mighty hand work in the political racial climate that we're in right now. So, I was scared to share my story, but I'm glad that I did it. And I just encourage you to share your story. If you're afraid, you have nothing to be afraid of, because God's got you. And mind you, no matter what race, what color, how you grew up, God has a plan for your story. He just does. He uses everything in it, the good, the bad, the ugly, the ups, the downs, and every detail. Nothing is wasted with God. And he wants to use it for his kingdom, for his glory, and for your good, ultimately. So, and it's really so for people to be saved and to know Jesus at the end of the day. So, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to share what's real to you. As children, we don't choose where we grow up and how we grow up. It's just our reality. And so I hope that my story helped you just a tad bit more in giving you courage to share your story. And if you have any questions, just DM me or prayer requests. And I love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.